I'm 50 years old, I've been married for nearly 41 of them, long enough that most of my identity feels braided into the rhythm of another person. To anyone passing me in the grocery store, I'm the kind of woman you wouldn't remember by the time you reach the dairy aisle, polite, efficient, list in hand. I was dependable, the lunch packer, the birthday rememberer, the woman who kept the lights on and the chaos out for me. Love was loyalty. It was a quiet hand to hold at night and a familiar silence in the morning. I never questioned that. I never thought I needed more until the day I did. IT started on a rainy Thursday, I remember, because I had just come in from the garden, irritated that the rain had flattened my tomatoes again. The house smelled of cinnamon and wet soil. I was drying my hands when the doorbell rang. We don't get visitors unannounced. It was Aaron, my husband Frank's co-worker. I'd met him a few times at company functions. He always struck me as different, not younger in age, but in presence. He paid attention, really paid attention. Now he stood soaked, a manila envelope clutched under his arm, his breath short from running through the rain. "Is Frank home?" he asked. "No," I said. "He's at work." "Is everything all right?" He hesitated, that kind of pause you feel more than hear. "It's not urgent. I can just leave this with you." I should have just taken it, but something, curiosity, kindness, maybe a quiet loneliness, made me say, "You're soaked, come in." I handed him a towel and made tea. We sat at the kitchen table, the rain murmuring against the glass. He said something, then something that slid under my skin. "Frank talks about you all the time at work, says you keep him grounded, that you're the one who never lets him drift." I didn't know what to do with that. I felt seen. And then he asked, "What do you think makes a marriage last?" "Trust," I said. "Respect. Maybe love, if you're lucky." "Do you think two people can outgrow each other?" I should have brushed it off, but I didn't, because I'd been wondering the same thing in quiet moments. Frank and I still loved each other, but some days it felt like we were just two trains running parallel, close but never touching. Aaron looked down at his hands. "Frank and I had a tough conversation today," he said. "He told me he thinks you're lonely, that he's scared you don't need him anymore." The words didn't land hard, but they landed deep. He didn't touch me, didn't move closer, but something in me shifted. When he left, the silence he left behind felt louder than it had in years. That Sunday, I ran into him at the farmer's market, casual, unexpected. We walked a bit, easy conversation, nothing more. But then, standing beneath a tree at the edge of the crowd, he looked at me and said, "I wasn't honest the other day. I didn't just come by for Frank. I needed to see you because I care about you more than I should, and I think maybe you feel it too." I didn't answer, not then, but something stirred inside me, something old and soft and still alive. Later that night, as I cooked dinner for Frank, I felt the weight of that moment like a stone in my pocket, unseen but heavy. Days passed, quiet, then Aaron sent a message. "Would you meet me for coffee, just to talk?" "No pressure," I said yes. We met at a little cafe near the library, mismatched chairs, warm coffee, quiet corners. He didn't try to define it, he just said, "I didn't expect to feel this, but when I saw you that day, I saw someone who gave her whole life to others, and I wondered what you were saving for yourself." He didn't ask for anything, just offered his hand, palm up like a question, and I placed mine over it, not out of recklessness, out of truth. That I didn't fall in love with Aaron, not really. I remembered something because of him, something I hadn't allowed myself to feel in decades. Later that week, I asked Frank to take a walk. We hadn't done that in years. As the leaves fell gently around us, I said, "Do you ever miss who we used to be?" His silence answered before his words did. "All the time," he finally said, "but I didn't know how to fix it without hurting you." "You didn't hurt me," I replied. "You just stopped noticing." He turned to me. "I'm noticing now." That walk didn't solve everything, but it was the first step toward remembering how to reach each other again. A few days later, I saw Aaron at the market. We exchanged a quiet smile. He said, "You look lighter." "I think I am," I said. "Are you okay?" "Yes, because I'm finally choosing to be." We didn't make promises. We didn't need to. He had been a mirror, not a mistake, a reflection I hadn't dared to see. When I got home, Frank took the flowers from my hand, dahlia, bright and vivid. "These are your favorite," he said. "Yes," I replied. "They remind me of something I almost forgot." That night, We talked not about Aaron, not exactly, but about us. I told Frank I wanted to be seen and to see him again, too. It wasn't about changing everything. It was about finally choosing to wake up inside the life I had built and realizing it wasn't too.